Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Manila Masters coverage, brought to you by Beyond the Summit of the Sea Qualifiers and the much awaited game. All of you guys have been hyped for this, Fnatic versus Mineski. Of course, the standoff between the former Fnatic giants. You have basically DJ and Ohio. Well, AO is not here, but it's against Mushi, so we'll see. Who was right, Mushi or is it Ohio? My name is Hades, I'll be your caster for this series. I will be joined by my co-caster. Hello PQ, are you there?
Hello, how are you, dude?
I'm so excited for this game, dude. How about you? Do you follow Fnatic or the new Fnatic at least?
10 seconds.
I follow good Dota, man. Like these guys should be able to put out like some pretty good games, or at least I'm hoping so.
Well, I do believe there was a Reddit thread on this game. Of course, this is basically as close as we can get to Dota's version of Civil War. And we've already finished up the first phase of the draft. Any of these picks stand out in particular to you?
It's nice to see Warlock back. I think that's a hero that is kind of faded away from the scene a bit. Everything else seems really standard. I really like the ES Lifestealer. It's one of the better openings at the moment, I feel like, when you can't get a Magnus instead.
And okay, I think you have maybe Faceless who still run the Warlock. They will first pick the hero. But after a while, it just felt like teams are more accustomed to playing against it. Usually they get a Lifestealer who's not so afraid of the Golem. He just chews right through it. And Mushi, you can tell, he really likes his Lifestealer. So in this case, because he is drafting, no surprise it came out. The Earth Spirit as well. Well, we have seen DJ play a lot of Earth Spirit, so to a certain extent, this could be something like that, like a deny pick.
Reserve time.
I don't think you worry about denying it as much as you worry about taking it for yourself. Especially when it's such a strong hero these days. It's not like a Wisp or something, where if you don't play it yourself, then you take it away from the opponents and suffer. Spirit's something most teams can pull out, and it works. And as a 1-2 with Lifestealer, it just creates like a lot of problems for the enemy team if you can get active early.
So, okay, usually when we see the Earth Spirit come out, we tend to see, the pick just usually synergizes with a nice offlaner like a Darkseer. But as of such, Mineski, we haven't really seen KYXY play heroes like a Darkseer. In fact, he's actually been playing quite a lot of Tuskar. So, I'm wondering whether he actually still goes for that, like whether Mushi would draft him that Tuskar. And given that KYXY in previous teams, even when he used to team with Mushi, he usually played either the mid or the safe lane. In this case, him moving to the off lane, do you have any thoughts actually on KYXY playing the pause 3?
I haven't seen him play in so long, but I think once you hit a certain level of play, you just take a few months to adjust to a new role and you'll be just as good as what you were when you played whichever role previously. It just takes a while to adapt. So it might take a while, depends what he's done for like the past few months of practice.
Well, I believe he had a stint in China, one of the tier 3 teams. I forgot what it's called, something Electric Dragon or something like that. But alright, Fnatic, QO and Miracle, they did have a bit of a role swap. When the team first formed, it was QO playing on the mid, Miracle playing the safe lane, but after a while they swapped it around the other way. So you have Miracle playing mid now, and QO playing the safe lane. And Slark already coming out. Okay, usually the way QO plays, he likes his very active carries. Like, he'll play a Jug, he takes a tier 1 tower at 7 minutes, next thing you know, he's going around the map. And that's very reminiscent of the MVP playstyle which was played last year at TI. So, what are the odds? Do you actually see the Slark? Is this really a good game for Slark against Lifestealer?
Personally, I wouldn't say so, but I know QO absolutely loves the hero and he plays it really, really well. Like, as you said, back in the MVP days, he used to run this mid as well, just because he likes the hero so much, and he makes it hit earlier timing than most other people, I feel like. He plays a lot more aggressively on it and gets away with so much more. So I'd like to see it work out, but I just think the hero is very vulnerable early, and when you pick it up third, it's very likely it can get shut down in the laning stage and then just have to play from behind for 15-20 minutes. That's not Slack's favorite thing to do.
And now with an Omni Knight pick as well. Yikes. Alright, so KYXY Omni Knight, or do you actually see this more like your position for Omni Knight? I don't know, it feels kind of weird.
I'd guess as a free. Having two melee supports just creates some
Radiant
issues for your team.
pick.
And Omni Knight's a really strong core for the lanes.
And against Slark as well, he doesn't have to worry about pretty much getting stunned as long as he has Repel. Purification makes him tough to kill as well, but now the Tuskar coming out. Whoa, Tuskar, Nyx Assassin.
10 seconds
Alright,
remaining.
this is gonna be like a guessing game on who goes into like the off lane.
5
I'd imagine
seconds remaining.
Nyx. It's just based on like
Fnatic
Tusk can do more
turn
early
to
around the
bat.
map, so him being able to rotate makes a lot more sense, and Nyx needs levels a lot more. But I love Tusk as a hero. I think it's mostly the SEA teams picking him up at the moment. Very few teams seem to go towards him. We saw a few
10
picks at
seconds
the
remaining.
DAC games.
Okay, I understand like where you're coming from, like
remaining.
regarding the Nyx going to the off lane, but one thing I want to point out, like even if the old Fnatic, which
Reserve
did
time.
so well at TI, DJ is one of the few players where any drafter is actually comfortable to let him play the Nyx as a 4. And given Nyx is actually really hard to play 4-1, so I actually think it should be DJ playing Nyx instead. Like you can give Ohio to Tuskar because that's a hero which he has played before.
They could also just swap roles, right?
Yeah.
DJ plays both, Ohio plays both. They've
Yeah, that's true.
been known for swapping. It could just be hero based.
Alright, and your call is right. Omni Knight pause 3, you have your Disruptor.
10 seconds remaining.
Alright, so now we're just gonna look on who is Raging Potatoes here. Jay.
5 seconds remaining.
There was a stint as well when Mineski first already reformed, and he was playing the offlane instead. You had KYXY and Mushi
Reserve time.
basically deciding who was going to be playing 1 and 2, and in the end they decided let's just give Jay his role back in Bimbo his role back in mid. And he has done pretty well. Mineski actually looking pretty strong. This is the upper bracket after all. Winner of this, I believe, should be facing off against Faceless tomorrow. Whew. So any predictions? You can see the Naga band coming out already. I had a feeling that they were kind of hoping for the Naga pick, but Miracle, it's Miracle. You just have to ban Naga.
Yeah, better safe than sorry, especially
Indeed.
when you have like zero lane push, zero ways of manipulating the
10
map.
seconds remaining.
You're basically just relying on pickoffs at the moment. Their last hero would have so much trouble
5
if they got
seconds
naggered.
remaining.
To be honest, I think they want something that can
Reserve
scale a
time.
bit into the game here. I could see like a TA maybe, but it's not that good against Slark. You just get melted through refraction. Maybe even Shadow Fiend.
It's not too late to go into Storm Spirit still. They don't exactly have good control for him.
I was thinking Storm, but the hero just seems
Templar
subpar
assassin.
at
TA.
best.
Okay, so the call is
Fnatic
right.
turn
And
to
yeah, I think Raging Potato has played, at least in the
He
past
loves
few
this
games. They won.
hero.
Yeah, he loves this hero. And the games they've won so far, they have given him the TA. Like for some reason, when you compare him to like other C players playing TA, he really knows how to hit that power
10
spike. He knows how to
seconds
make
remaining.
maximum use of it. And that's what's usually given Mineski their win so far.
5 seconds
Especially since
remaining.
now that they're on the same page, more comfortable with the roles. But, Fnatic now, we're going to see what the Miracle hero will be.
Venomancer or something? I don't know. If they want to counter pick the
Venomancer. But something for TA. Ember Spirit.
Venomancer.
Venomancer, alright. PQ, you were right.
It's just a really common hero through SEA at the moment, I feel like. And other than Lifestealer, it creates a lot of problems this game. It gives them a hero that scales as well. And presuming the Tusk's the 4 position, it gives them a lot of ways to shit on the TA in the mid lane, which creates a lot of problems for Mineski, I feel like. Because Omni should do fine in his 1v2 lane. But Earth Spirit, I think, wants to have some impact. But you can't really gank the Veno because he just gales you and walks away. But you might have to either stack for this TA a lot and forego your own levels and experience for the first few minutes,
10
so she has
seconds
a
remaining.
comeback mechanism to the lane. Or you have to get a lot done bottom
5
against what I
seconds
presume
remaining.
is a Fnatic dual lane.
Is it out of the question if you would consider Mineski playing like an aggro Trillion situation with Earth, Spirit, Disruptor, and Lifestealer? I mean, after all, Lifestealer Mushy he does
could
like his
see it,
aggro
yeah.
lanes.
As I said earlier, Slark's one of the heroes that gets pressured a lot, so I could really easily see it. But Disruptor's just one of those heroes that he doesn't really do anything in that lane when Tusk comes up. He's just kind of a ranged creep. So it could create more problems than it gives some benefits, which is something that I was looking for them to maybe do in the draft, but I think when you pick Disruptor, you just forego that idea. The hero just doesn't seem to accomplish much in those lanes. You need like 2 really, really strong heroes, and Earth Spirit needs levels, so I could see them doing it, but I don't think it's as beneficial as it could have been. I don't think it's a detriment if they don't do it either. I think their draft is perfectly fine to just go the normal lanes and then start making the rotations around the 8-10 minute mark when Lifesteal has him first, Earth Spirit's got the few levels, and then they can play around this Omni. Like, Heal Bomb on an Earth Spirit roll with a Lifestealer infested, it kills anyone.
I actually wish that instead of the Warlock you had like a Dazzle. I remember like in those at least a couple of patches back they would like have a Dazzle Heal Bomb with the Tuskar. But I get what you mean. Like. But okay, before we go into introducing the players, I mean, do you guys or rather PQ, do you favor any draft in particular between the two teams?
I think Mineski's draft is a bit of more ease of execution, but I would probably favor Fnatic.
Alright.
If they play well, then I think their draft is slightly better.
Well, I'm not too sure about the Venom pick, and I mean, personally for me, I always favor a Lifestealer TA. It seems much easier to execute in that sense, like, maybe because I don't understand the Venom pick well enough. But, right, enough about that. Introducing the teams now on the Radiant side. Mineski.GGNetwork going to be playing on that Omni Knight, maybe he's a Selection Selects fan. Mushi playing on the TA mid. Okay, it's not going to be Raging Potato. Ninja Boogie going to be playing on the Disruptor. Raging Potato on the Lifestealer. And on the... Okay, who am I missing? Yeah, Adam on the Earth Spirit. On the Dire side, you have Fnatic, Ohio, going to be playing on the Nyx Assassin. Miracle playing on the Venomancer mid. Phoebe playing on the Tuskar. And you have DJ on the Warlock with QO playing on the Slark. Well, alright, for those of you who didn't really get the joke early on, that lame joke from Ninja Boogie, when DJ says Mike, that's actually, that's basically Boogie's real name, so, you know, just a cringe joke there, but nothing much in place, won't see any aggro lane situations, and Peaky, okay, you know, before Adam joined.
Dual lane's enough.
It is? Okay.
I think it's enough to put pressure, actually, like, look at how strong Omni is. This hero can bully quite nicely. It might be enough to force the Tusk up here, and then they free up their safe lane where... This is where Disruptor thrives. Like, Lifestealer absolutely shreds it in lanes, and then Disruptor can
does he actually get first blood here, but the Shadow Word's going to come out. So Adam going to take quite a fair bit amount of damage, actually bringing him way too low. And, okay, this is what KYXY really likes to do. I think he probably adopted this. I realized like Chinese players, at least in the off lane,
mid lane,
they like to do this. They will drag. And oh, Febby under the tower. First blood goes to Mushi. He already popped that Fairy Fire, but Miracle will get the return kill. Falls very low, but yes,
that is not worth.
Not worth it. But okay, I think it's at least Miracle gets a bit of free time. So who's it not worth for?
Mushi definitely gets the better end of that. He should be suffering in this lane, and they might even get a second kill here.
Here comes Adam. He's gonna give Miracle some hell. Pops that Fairy Fire already, and SC will get the right click away. Mushi getting another kill here. So
that was really greedy to stay around that long when the Earth Spirit wasn't showing top. And now they go in top because they have that information.
KYXY.
PMS.
Value.
What an item. Maybe one day they'll nerf it so it actually matters.
Healing shock.
So they just shrine up. Adam basically gets back to full HP and mana. They can go back to creating some havoc at the top lane. Alright, so I want to ask a bit more regarding the Venomancer versus TA matchup. Like, you know, just purely 1v1. Who usually has the advantage?
Unless the TA does something really finessey, like hit several side blades and zone the Veno out early, then it's definitely a Veno favored matchup. It's so easy to burn Refract, and then you just have to worry about dodging side blades, and your life's pretty easy.
An exceptional fight.
But the thing with TA is, no matter how hard her lane is, she can normally get some CS, get her levels, and then she goes to Ancients or she goes to Stacks, and she gets the time to recover. So she might come out of the 10-12 minute mark with more net worth than Miracle, no matter how the lane goes. But I really like how Venom scales out the lane. He has a lot of impact, and he can also make a lot of space for Slack in team fights.
Not to mention his talents are really annoying. That level 25 talent, if he gets to that level, I'm not sure if you've played against it, like that 3 times Plague Ward HP and damage is actually just ridiculous.
I've played it personally, but I think the respawn time is just invaluable. I don't think you can warrant skipping it as a core.
That's true. Minus 1 minute. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is why Veno's played this way now, because you get the XP gain talent at level 10. It's an insane amount. The level 15 talent's whatever, who really cares? And then you start scaling with the damage and the respawn timer. It's kind of like the range lone druid change. The talents made the hero, and now Veno's being played with like the Dragon Lance, Maelstrom, you know, lone druid items basically.
Yeah, that's like the way LGD, maybe they started that and then it just became a trend. They probably just realized it was too good to just not try.
Yeah, I mean, you might still see a Veil or something, but the majority of the items are going to be right-click based now. That's just how the hero is evolved from talents. And it's nice to see a change in the hero, but I think it's just too much stronger than the other option.
Offlane, we haven't talked about this yet. Ohio's still having a decent time, going to try and steal that bounty rune. CS-wise, not really on top. He's just a few behind the Omni Knight, but you know, he's still getting decent levels here. 3.5, 4 minutes in.
It's all you can ask, really. This is a really hard lane for him. And if Earth Spirit's ever off the map, he always has to be worried about like a TP rotation into him dying. His Nyx is a pretty exploitable offlaner. So, getting levels is about as much as you can ask.
Oh, top lane, they're going right here into KYXY with the snowball in, but the repel. Oh, they're using the shots to block him off. They won't get the body blocks. DJ gonna try in with the upheaval slow. Will it be enough? QO, Dark Pact. No, they can't really take him down. QO doesn't want to really overcommit for this, and so he gets out with 100 HP. PMS just and the repel, making him incredibly hard to kill. Middle lane, they were trying onto Miracle. But like you said, that poison just getting rid of the refractions very easily.
And it's only going to get harder for the TA. I think it just gets harder in general for Mineski out of the laning stage. I think they put a lot of weight on this lifestealer making rotations with the Earth Spirit and getting impact from those early while they make space for the TA. Because otherwise it just gets to a point where Warlock ulti comes online, Nyx is setting up kills with Vendetta, and I feel like they just have a slightly easier run of the map.
I mean, for
it's
me,
harder to execute, but I feel like Mineski have more of a timer. Not necessarily through having weaker cores at the late game, but I don't know, I just feel like it's... Nyx is such a hard hero to play against late game.
For me, just
even mid
like,
game.
I mean, like for me, like one thing I wanted to point out. Okay, hold on, hold that thought. Adam rolling in. Like I was just surprised more with the role swap between Mushy and Raging Potato because so far most of the wins you have to give the credit to Raging Potato playing in mid, but looks like Mushy just wasn't content to just deal with that. So
I think that's a Mushy thing, right?
yeah, it's a Mushy thing. You can't just.
I think his ego's too big. I don't know exactly. I've never met the guy, but he seems to play whatever he wants, and I think that's a bad thing for his teammates, personally. Don't get me wrong, when he played TI3 and such, he was one of the best mid laners in the world. Now I don't think he comes close, personally. I know TA is one of his favorite heroes, so he used to play this a lot. And he used to do a lot of good things with it, so... Maybe it's an agreement among the team, I don't know. It's hard to read into.
We'll see if he can pull off some of that magic. Sometimes old school magic, it's what we need. Alright, Febio, Mushi knows he's there. They have the glimpse if they want to. Febio is kind of rolling in, and now he's walked into the wrong neighborhood. Looks like this is a weird definition of space. I don't know, he's gonna snowball all the way, bump into Ninja Boogie. There are 3 heroes still chasing him. Febio, the glimpse back. They should be killing him here, but... Okay, yeah.
That's a lot of time though. He bought a good 15-20 seconds.
And Miracle gets a free lane.
Yeah, push him mid a bit. The Nyx doesn't have to worry about getting zoned out for a while, and now the creeps are pushing into his tower. And he didn't get any wards down, so it's not like anything's going to get dewarded.
would you feel like Fnatic is right now on the clock? Because Raging Potato has had really good farm. Like, top of the CS, well, I don't know. It feels like it's underwhelming.
Look at the net worth,
Yeah,
man.
that's what I was wondering. Like, I mean, I was at CS, I was like, okay, he's at the top, but now net worth wise, he's in the bottom half.
I have a feeling that he. Yeah, okay. He had Midas somewhere. I think it was on one of the other heroes. That's why his net worth was so low.
Yeah, that explains.
But yeah, he's having a really good game, and the TA is also doing really well from the jungle. As I said, this hero can come out from any lane matchup with more just for going to the woods, which is really annoying to play against.
Alright, so looks like Miracle.
But they are going to have an earlier peak
going
for sure.
for the greedy Midas play.
I can understand it. It's like
It's too good, especially with the level 10 talent, the 30% EXP gain, and you have your Midas extra EXP, every time it's off cooldown. But now they want to go here right onto Miracle. The gaze popping into the item, getting the silence, actually silencing and the stun into the Tusk as well. The shots actually, oh, did he actually just save Miracle? The shots into the snowball. Oh, Febby! But no, the trap is gonna be there. He's gonna try and hit the trap instead. Get the side blades out, but no, he will use that infest. But that was a really close call, way closer than I thought.
yeah, and they do end up getting the Earth Spirit with the dot damage, so wasn't a fruitless rotation. But now Nyx has his level 6 as for lane Frida. It's nice to see the lifestealer move around. I think this is exactly what he needs to be doing to set the pace of the game. Because right now they are so much stronger overall. Slark's not really a hero at this stage of the game. Verno isn't tanky enough because, to be honest, his supports can't save him at this point of the game. Febby did a really nice attempt, but he's only got so much in his arsenal at this point. And Warlock without a golem isn't going to do anything.
Alright, so Kyo picking up his Midas as well. He's gonna match the lifestealer's Midas, and we'll see. I mean, late game, we all know from more pubs, Slark just is super annoying here to deal with. He's gonna know the ward just expired. But anyways, Mineski did catch a glimpse of that. Gonna pick up that bounty, hit to the mid. He's actually ganking already as it is? What? I mean, we're only 10 minutes in.
I think it's more of a move to this side of the map because my side of the map is getting pressured constantly.
So
It's almost like the preemptive move of the lifestealer's going to come top with a spirit gank or something, where this Omni Knight sits in my lane and I'm going to die. So I'm going to go to your side of the map preemptively, I think. I don't think he's trying to gank necessarily.
Still aggressive farming. He goes back to the top. He did. Oh, the kick and the silence, but he does get the Shadow Dance off in the nick of time. Does he actually try here into Mushi? Hopefully not, but the side is poking him just at the end of that fin. Middle lane, however, Miracle gonna get glimpsed back into the Static Storm. The upheaval and the heal will not be enough to keep him alive. And it looks like they were gonna try to go for Febby as well. Rage Potato, big, angry, and red, but now that's over, gone. With the Purification, he's still going for Febby. Now the Snowball comes out, keeping him around the tower with the Sigil. Don't think it's actually gonna be saving him there. Does he hit the shots? No, they won't be able to get it off in nick of time. Anyways, DJ. Not yet level 6, so no chaotic offering. Ohio's coming in looking for the stun. Does he content himself with KYXY instead? Yep, they will just go straight for this Omni Knight. And of course, here comes Kyo as well. Going for the Carapace, won't really just stun KYXY, getting some damage off at least before he dies. And he's bringing them for a wild goose chase. This is a lot of space being created right now.
He might even live.
Oh, those right
With
clicks
the pound.
too strong. Space! Plenty of it. Alright, there we go. He finally dies. Top lane Miracle and Febby getting the kill into Adam as well. So, matching for
It's
kills.
a good sequence of events. This is a time when Fnatic, I don't think have much say in the game. So if they can get anything in this period, it feels a lot better for them. Like, this Warlock really needs to get his level 6 ASAP. That should be a huge priority for them, I feel like.
Do they have 2 items? Yeah, they don't have... Okay, I think they have it, yeah. So they could always give that away. QO... Is this a Shadow Blade game or do you feel like it's a Blink?
I know QO really likes Midas Blink. I've seen him play it multiple times on stream. So I could see either. I think it just comes down to preference, honestly. I'd go Shadow Blade, but he's a way better player than what I can do, so...
Middle lane.
The nice thing with Blink is it lets you play a lot differently, because you can split the map a lot easier. Whereas with Shadow Blade, you're still going to die if someone ganks you with a gem. It just makes your movements easier, and you can get onto the backline a lot easier, because this game, it's not easy to kill a TA or a lifestealer when Omni's sat behind.
KYXY caught by the shot. He's going to purify himself. DJ has that chaotic offering, so they don't want to take the risk of saving him, but the repel, man, is not even going to save him from this slow miracle, and now they even pop the chaotic offering at the backline. They find the disruptor as well. Do they have anything else? The shots to trap him? Yes, they can. They find Ninja Boogie, and with the upheaval, slow miracle. No, it's okay. They have the golem to spank him down and we'll just scorch this disruptor and his tasty dinosaur. But it looks like they want to think about going for more kills. They won't find anything else. Ohio in the Vendetta mode. He sees the double ancients, and they will just try to take this tier 1 instead, which they will succeed.
Radiant's middle tower has
Yep,
fallen.
that's Warlock level 6. And with this upheaval build, if he actually manages to connect it for a few seconds, they have a lot of chase potential. This is something I've been seeing more and more these days, as opposed to maxing the bonds, which was extremely common in at the start of Warlock's prominence.
Kyo having a bit of a skirmish with Mushi. Bounces away, and Raging Potato, actually they get the kill on Ohio. Using the dust for that, but actually, oh no, the Static Storm catching into Kiro. Can he get the ultimate off in the nick of time? Yes, he can. He's not gonna die here. He's gonna pounce away. Has the shrine if he needs to. Actually, no, he doesn't. And then glimpse back. Kiro goes down. And Adam looks like he's gonna pay for his sins and overcommitting right over there. And Adam dead to Miracle. So okay, Miracle, he's gonna slowly scale up, at least with the Midas on his part as well. How many Midases do we have this game?
Just for free, right?
Yeah, 3.
No, KYXY is buying one as well.
Midas game, best game.
A gift from the Tempest of
I can see the logic behind it on 3 of the heroes. Omni I'm less sold on. Sure, the hero really likes his levels and the gold's nice, but I'm not as sold on it as I am for the other 3 heroes.
Okay, for me, I think it's okay. Personally, I think because if he's going to be grouping up, like, constantly being behind Raging Potato, he needs a source of, like, decent EXP and gold. The Midas is going to help him with that. So at least he can afford to stick around with Raging Potato while still skating nicely into the mid game. Middle lane,
Yeah, and that's why I'm not
Mhm.
too against it.
We haven't seen many Ohio Vendetta ganks yet. It's like both teams are reading each other very well. They know what both sides are trying to accomplish, and well, no one's really taking the extra step to trying to counteract against these kind of movements just yet.
They've also held off until the Warlock got rocked. Like, as soon as they got that, he started moving around because they knew that's when they
Oh,
could
they catch
actually make
KYXY again. But the silence up from Adam, the upheaval slowing KYXY for a really long time with the Warrior's Punch as well. This is a slow death, and nice kick into the Static Storm, catching 2 heroes. Is there anything else they can do with this? Adam? Oh, there's just 2 heroes down. Where's the third? Febby should be dying here as well, trying to kill KYXY. They really want KYXY, but Mushi gets the double. So on a dominating streak. And gold just came off cooldown. DJ, he's going to use the Shadow Word preemptively, trying to get out of here. Boom, 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 boom. Nah, he does also get a couple of beats in just before he dies. So 4 heroes go down just like that, and the tier 1 tower to Mineski.
I feel like they baited themselves so hard there. The situation didn't look too bad, and they thought they could just get the pick on Omni and not have to worry about using the rock for a following fight, but that was like 4 or 5 seconds cooldown. If they had that, they could easily change it, how that looks. But all said and done, they aren't doing too badly. You know, the net worth's 5,000 in Mineski's favor. Most of that is the difference in the supports in the off lane. Because Omni just naturally seems to farm more. He also has a Midas, so it's a lot easier for him to get the money. Nyx is only just getting his.
what have we here?
He's going to build his way into that pipe. Well, to deal with, you know, Miracle's ult on the Venomancer. So we still haven't seen the Dragonlance completed just yet. Kyo's gonna know about the vision. He's actually going for the Shadow Blade this game. Just completed it. Echo Saber should be underway. Mushi's gonna hit that huge power spike really soon because he's gonna have a Deso like at 1,000 gold. And I like how they
That's
actually
when it
got
gets
stacked.
scary.
Yeah, he gets really scary. So heroes like the Tusk, who are not exactly rich in the levels and with items as well, will die very quickly.
I think anyone dies, except probably Slack, because he can ulti out.
So right now, Fnatic, they smoke up, heading to the top lane.
They get dodged so hard though. Oh, they have no detection for the bottom lane.
Getting the slow, the Gale already lands onto Mushi. Oh, the snowball, they cancel his TP. Repel and Purification, looks like he'll be okay. Fabi getting the Warrior's Punch up, and of course with the Guardian Angel, Fabi goes down first. And the glimpse back. Oh, disaster for Ohio, but he still gets the stun. Nicely done. But can he get the kill into Ninja Boogie? Yes, they will. KYXY actually looks like he gets out. Yes, he will. And Ohio's just gonna toddle his way back, getting himself a nice bounty rune. Raging Potato. At least he didn't die. And he is this a Sanjin Yasha coming up, I think.
I'd guess so. I don't really see too much use of a Manta this game. More old school SNY as opposed to the Echo Saber. But that entire engagement was like a bit of miscommunication from the Radiant. It's like they TP'd bottom with the Earth Spirit. He had no dust at the time. They wanted to infest bomb, kill the Nyx, but Fnatic read it, and then the second they went bottom, Mushi gets caught top, which he really shouldn't have done. I think his blink was off. He just got a bit greedy. And those are things that just delay their timing by 1 or 2 minutes, and it gives Fnatic a bit more GPM than they should have, a bit more overall net worth. And it's overall a small mistake, but it could bite them.
Alright, so 13 to 9, 19 minutes in. Would you say that, you know, Mineski are hitting their timings really well? Because, or is it just Fnatic just managing to keep on par? Because I actually thought this mid game would kind of get steamrolled a bit more because of this TA lifestealer.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that assumption, but they just haven't. I think that first fight in the mid lane where they got the first rock out, it changed the way the game looked a lot, and it's also these Midases. People seem a bit more content to play away from each other.
Wow, look at Ohio. He has a Midas, and after this tower, he's going to get the dagger as well. That's going to help with the initiation part on Fnatic. And
he's huge, actually.
And TA, well, he just completed that Deso, so Mushi's going to start hitting like a truck. And that tier 2 tower top already below 50% HP. Very soon they can actually invade. They can invade the jungle really quickly. Like, you look at Adam, he's ready with the infest bomb.
Yeah, they were really well set up to go for anyone that defends that tower, but Fnatic had a smart idea not to defend it. It's gonna take a while before I feel like Mineski have done enough though, because QO's keeping on par, the Veno's basically 1,000 behind the TA, which, considering he's 4-4, he hasn't got too much CS, it's understandable. And it's not too big an issue if Veno's just getting his spells off in fights at the moment. He's just trying to tank up, going for a BKB. That might be enough for the early parts of the game. So the longer the fights go, the better it is for Fnatic.
I like KYXY's like game sense. Like, he went to the bottom lane, took a few creeps, but he realized that because they have such deep wards in the dire jungle, they just knew. So they're dodging it, and if anything, they will just go straight for Roshan. Really good call. And the smoke up from Fnatic. I think they suspect they should know that this is a great timing for Roshan. They have the rock, so we should be seeing a pretty big team fight coming soon. But Roshan,
yeah, if they can get there in time, they have a really good fight around the pit.
Yeah,
nah, it should die.
So we still go for this. QO, he's gonna try and snipe Adam, but the sentry was there, looking for the stun. Unfortunately, he's not gonna find it. Slog still silent. He's gonna pop the shadow dance. Oh, they can't get the kill here. Adam, no, still not dying. QO. Now he's gonna pop the rock at last, but it's only gonna be on Raging Potato. QO actually will go down to Adam. And KYXY, well, you know, he's keeping Mushi alive, and down goes Miracle as well. 2 heroes go down and make it 3. Adam's still alive after all of that. They used the rock and not how Fnatic wanted that to end. So Mineski win themselves a very huge engagement.
And that's all just down to how chaotic it is. The call from Fnatic is probably like, okay, they're doing Roche, let's go, go, go. They don't really know where Mineski is set up because they have zero vision around the area, and then they kind of isolate their own heroes. QO goes off in his own, completely wastes all of his spells because he can't net the kill on an Earth Spirit, and meanwhile his team's just getting destroyed. And I think they dropped the rock on a solo lifestealer, which is not enough at this stage of the game. Even if there wasn't an Aegis in that fight, the outcome would still be the same.
And they get the tier 3 tower. They did try for a bit of stun and all to try and slow down the push, but too late. And I think they know that Mushi is there, but the refraction is back up, and the Gale. QO, he's thinking about going to the backlines to find KYXY, but do they have detection? I don't think so, and he's gonna go right to KYXY. QO getting silenced up. There's and the big stun from Adam. The kick. Febby should also be going down. The Glim is back. Miracle goes down. End of the snowball. Febby will also be dying here. If anything, this will be a Lena Barracks for sure. DJ doesn't have the ultimate. Click, click, and bang! Down goes DJ Mushi. He's back with a vengeance, and this will be the melee Barracks going down. Should be 2 lanes of Barracks in fact.
Yeah, that might just be game. I didn't expect the Roche fight to go that disastrously for them, but now they just like completely screwed without their ults when they take the second engagement. They probably felt like they had to get something because the game was very quickly slipping out of their hands. And now all of a sudden it's going to be 2 racks down. There's nothing you can do about it. If they actually hit the rack, there we go.
Comes out, so at least he's going to get the stun onto Adam. But Adam's just going to roll away nice and easy, and they get 2 lanes of Barracks for absolutely nothing. So Fnatic, I'm not sure how they're going to come back into this game, but Mineski definitely ran away with it. The net worth jumped up to 15,000. EXP wise, also pretty much in that area. Is there a comeback play for Fnatic here?
I think their game plan will be one last fight. Warlock ults up in 10, they can smoke, hope to god they get, I don't know, like 3 cores, bonded, rocked, impaled, snowball, stunned, and hope they can kill them in that time. You know, they're asking for a miracle, and I don't blame them for not GGing out because
it's only game 1.
Yeah, there's no reason to when you've got a small chance.
Well,
you know, if it doesn't tilt any of the players for the future game, which it shouldn't, because they're all pretty experienced players.
Well, PQ, if anything, Fnatic do have a miracle. He's playing the Venom.
Is he the miracle they need, though?
I hope so.
Don't they need, even the 9k miracle, you know, that would be a lot of it to ask.
It's a really, really hard game. Okay, so
yeah, I thought they'd read the game a bit better and be able to play like slightly differently.
They could actually catch Mushi all alone here, because right now, if you look at the rest of Mineski, they're on the dire end, and they're going for a bit of a flank around. If anything, QO is in danger. They could just catch him if they have a gem. So these are just heroes just walking past each other and not daring to take the initiative. Oh, that could have been a big kill into Mushi though. No, Fnatic, they need to back out right now. Ohio, he's already provided them the intel. He knows that Adam's there with that lifestealer inside him.
Yeah, information's going to be the main key in taking these fights. Problem is, keeping vision out is not so easy. You make one misstep with a Nyx into a sentry and you are gonzo. And sure, he has buyback, but I think they're going to need every bit of help they can get. Every buyback, every item before the fight. Every positioning advantage they can get their hands on. Like if they can smoke and wrap around and maybe find the back lines before the Omni can react, that would be one way to start the fight. But he has a mech and a pipe. Like their entire team's just so tanky because of it.
Fnatic actually going for that Hail Mary play smoke. Well, I hope RNG gods are in their favor, because right now they're walking into the direction of where Mineski are. But whether they can do anything with it, we'll have to see. And they're just hanging around there, you know, the area where the shrine used to be, around that secret shop. But it doesn't seem like they're going to find anyone. Miracle just being the bait. I think, yeah, Mineski are not biting. They know they have the game in their hands. They just need to play this out patiently. They have no rush. They could wait for the next Roshan as well. And of course, with the wards in that area, they do know that Fnatic are there.
Yeah, they just need to take a
there we go, insta-bomb combo, but the Carapace comes out from the Nyx Assassin. Now that's a big rock landing 3 heroes, but there's no follow-up from there, and that's just going to be the golem just chewed up by Raging Potato. Comes back, Miracle. Oh, he doesn't get the TB back. He's going to depend purely on Shadow, but beautiful double stun from Adam. And the Magnetize as well. They find one down. DJ still alive for now. Triple stun coming up from Ohio, but it's all he can do. There's just no more follow whatsoever. The buybacks come out galore. Miracle getting chewed up, and they call it GG. They've had enough. The ultra kill for Raging Potato. Give this man the rampage. They want to go into Ohio, but unfortunately, he will not get it. And 25-9, Mineski stomp all over Fnatic in this game one.
Yeah, they just took the one rush fight and ran with it. Before that, the game was fairly even. It just goes to show that like Lifestealer is one of those heroes that's completely meta defining at the moment. And then with the last pick TA, it was well, 9th pick. It just gave them this huge amount of momentum to ride. And to be fair, I criticized it at the start, but Mushi played the hero really, really well. Nothing against him at all. It's just he seems to like role swapping all the time.
And I don't know, it also felt like it was just farm distribution issues here. Like you have to worry about, you know, Slark getting good farm, and then you have to worry about the Venomancer who's constantly being pressured by the Earth Spirit. And you're already committing DJ like on the Warlock to protect your Slark. In that case, like Febby, you know, even though he did try to rotate to the mid a couple of times, he was never close to being successful. We saw First Blood go to Mushi. Not to mention, every time he tried to go for bounty runes, he did try one more time, but ended up getting, you know, just dying, even though he created like what 15 seconds of space. But that never was enough. But okay, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, you know, that was only game 1. We'll be back for game 2 very, very soon between Mineski versus Fnatic. Hopefully, Fnatic can come back and force a game 3. My name is Hades, joined by PQMZ. This is the Manila Masters. We'll be back soon.